In India, another tragedy that has officials pointing fingers at each other. You may remember we told you last week about the poisoning of dozens of school children in the Indian state of Bihar. 23 children died after eating a school lunch that appears to have been contaminated by insecticide. 25 other children and the school's cook were taken to hospital. They have since been released. It's not clear how the pesticide got into the food. However, the school principal has been arrested. The case has caught public attention because 120 million children get free lunches at school. With that part of the story, here's our contributor, Ajoy Bose.
The midday meal scheme was seen as a rare and laudable intervention by the Indian state to help millions of poor and needy school children across the country. After all, it is the world's largest school nutrition program. Today, there is widespread panic across Bihar about the midday meal scheme. In some places, parents are scared of allowing their children to eat food provided by the school administration. In a related development, primary school teachers across the state are threatening to boycott the midday meal scheme. India's fiercely competitive politics has further compounded matters. The Indian equivalent of an American governor, Bihar's chief minister, Nitish Kumar, has darkly hinted at a conspiracy by the opposition to discredit his administration. In response, the main opposition party, BJP, has described the chief minister's allegations as a shameless cover-up of his government's incompetence. Not surprisingly, the online community in Bihar and across India is on fire about both the poisoning and its ugly aftermath. A prominent online site based in Bihar describes schools in the state as death traps. Facebook has started a site especially to condemn the poisoning and empathize with the parents who lost their children. Comments on Twitter were particularly severe about the political blame game in Bihar. Midday meal murders, now criminal politicking, 23 children are dead, but the political blame game is alive, went one tweet. Another commented, "Why is Chief Minister Nitish Kumar smelling a rat in the midday meal tragedy? So that he can mousetrap his opponents?" The poisoning in Bihar has also raised serious questions about the shoddy implementation across the country of the school lunch program, well-intentioned as it may be.
First on the news on the political debate, Rajiv Pratap Rudy of the BJP, General Secretary and Member of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha, is taking on Devesh Thakur, leader of the JDU.
The national television channel Times Now ran a prime-time hour-long debate titled Food or Garbage. It gave details of the terrible quality of food fed to school children in various states. Significantly, the government department in charge of the scheme has itself raised serious issues about how the program is implemented by different parts of the country. These range from irregular supplies, poor food quality, and low levels of kitchen hygiene to caste discrimination. Clearly, there is no question of abandoning the free lunch program that feeds more than 120 million children and helps boost school attendance. But the tragedy in Bihar means that a very special effort would be required to make it work in a meaningful manner. For LinkAsia, this is Ajoy Bose in New Delhi.
Now on US airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories. World news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.